How's it going, guys? This is James from Butler Farms, and I am going to show you a little project that I've been working on. What does somebody that loves to garden and loves to be outside and loves to prepare and things like that do during the winter? They make rocket stoves. This is my rocket stove. Now, I've priced these in the past. I get prices anywhere from about $75 up to over $300 for rocket stoves. Now, most of you may not even know what a rocket stove is. It is a way to be able to cook should things go bad quickly. And so I was looking around for different ways to do things, and I wish that I had come up with this myself. I did not. I saw it online and decided to make one myself. Now, I am making this out of a charcoal chimney. And this charcoal chimney that I'm using had gotten old. It was starting to get rusted. I had two of them anyway, and so I took one exactly like this, and you can see that there, maybe you can see, yeah, there's a screen down in the bottom that your charcoal sits on. I did leave that inside so that it would hold the wood. You can see that you still got the holes at the bottom that allow it to get the oxygen that it needs. You can see the top of that one. I've cut this top down. It allows oxygen to come through as well. Now, I'm going to show you. You can see what kind of flames are already coming out of there, and I hadn't even really started feeding it yet. So you can see this is just an old cast iron pot that I have. And you can see that it sits on top. I've got it secured here with some bricks and some blocks and things like that. Now, all you need to run a rocket stove, you can see that we've got the fire going. You can see that it's pretty much roaring in there. And the idea here is that I've got this door, I guess you could say, cut into the side of this, and I would just lay these sticks inside, and as they started to burn, I would just keep pushing them on in there and keep feeding that fire. And so what you've got is you've got a very hot stove there that allows you to cook. It will boil water very quickly. Obviously, you would need something pretty sturdy like cast iron to do that. It's going to blacken up whatever you put on there. So I would recommend that you probably don't use your wife's good stuff, or your good stuff for that matter. But it is a way, if things were to go terribly wrong and you were without electricity. Our stove in the house is actually on gas, but it does have electric ignition. Now, I know I can bypass that and have when we've lost electricity. But if it comes a time where we can't get gas, where the electricity is off for whatever reason, we have a way to be able to cook. It's not the most convenient, but it does work. You can still see I keep having to move back simply because of the heat involved. And you can see this stick has already started burning in two, so I'm going to push it on in. And that's all it takes. This is just stuff I picked up out of the woods, and it doesn't have to be quite that dry. I'm just getting it started. But from there, you would just keep feeding it, and as long as you keep feeding it, it's going to keep burning. Like I said, I'm already about 6 feet away from this thing because of the heat that it's putting off. But you can see that it's very easy to set a pot on top. Now, of course, it's inherently dangerous from falling over, so find a good flat spot. You can see that this is on gravel, and that I do have it secured around the bottom. Now, there's also, you can hear it roaring, it's coming up there so fast, but also with those tabs that are turned in are not only for oxygen, being able to let oxygen get to the fire, which it has holes on the side, it has holes on the bottom, just like any charcoal chimney that you have. But so not only is it for that purpose to let oxygen in under that fire, but it is also so that, and I didn't bring that pot out here with me, just like a saucepan with a handle will sit down on top of those tabs right there inside that outer ring. So you got two different options there. If you've got a smaller pot, when you turn those tabs in like that, if you're careful and secure it like it needs to be and take care of it like it needs to be, you can put a pot on those tabs and use them to cook on as well. I have seen people use these for boiling. I've seen people use these that if you keep feeding it, it will you can actually use it to fry with. It will actually get that hot. As a matter of fact, I've seen times where they've had to kind of dampen it down just a little bit because it was too hot. So that's just one of my projects that I worked on this winter when I was sitting up in the shed, kind of bored, didn't have a lot to do, wasn't time to start seeds, nothing was growing, and so had to find something to do. And I'd been looking at rocket stoves just to you know, just to have one and be prepared if I ever need it. I hope I never need it, but if I ever do, now I've got one of my own. So and I didn't pay anything for it other than I've gotten literally years of use out of this charcoal chimney, and to grill with and those kind of things. And I kept it put up so that it wasn't out in the weather, so it's still in really good shape, and was able to, when it did start to rust, as you can see down there on the bottom maybe, I already had this one up in the shop as well. Don't really remember where I got it, but it's the same exact one. And so instead of throwing this away, instead of doing away with it, I just decided to use that idea that I'd seen online to be able to make it into something useful. So I like the way it works. It works, you know, it's obviously got some drawbacks, and probably the ones that you pay a lot of money for would work better. One thing that I might suggest is, you can see my stick keeps falling out. You know, one thing may be just to use shorter ones, just break them in half, or take another rock or a brick or something like that that you could put out here on the gravel that would keep that end propped up, where you could just keep pushing it across that brick or that rock or whatever the case may be, so that it will keep quit from flipping up like that. But anyway, I'm gonna let you go. I just thought that was kind of neat. It's something that I just been working on. It's not pretty by any stretch of the imagination, but it is 100% free. It is 100% recyclable, and it is 100% useful. And so that's how we do things. And you know, like I said, I hope I never get to the point where I have to have it and have to use it to survive. But if I do, it's there. It's not taking up any space, and it'll be there from now on. So anyway, just another idea that I had for you and thought I'd share it with you. Something you can do in your downtime as well. Oh, by the way, I just did that with a pair of tin snips, just a regular old pair of tin snips, including cutting the door out. I know it's kind of rough down there. Be careful, because these edges are sharp, but you know, the tin snips cut right through it. I was able to fold those down with a pair of pliers, and there's just nothing to it. And I'm glad I was able to come across that video and get this idea and use it myself. So that's how we do it. We learn from each other and pass on good information, and I thought this was something that some of you could use, and I will keep bringing them to you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and let's keep this channel growing. And until next time, this is James from Butler Farms, and we'll be seeing you.